Dora the Explorer, a feminist journey through childhood. In a world where children's media has traditionally been dominated by male heroes, Dora the Explorer stands out as a revolutionary force. Premiering in 2000, this animated Nickelodeon series introduced young viewers to a female protagonist who was not only brave and intelligent, but also a reflection of the increasing diversity and focus on the experiences of women from different racial, ethnic, class, sexual orientation, and gender identities seen during the third wave of feminism. Through the lens of a young Latina adventurer, the show does more than entertain. It challenges gender stereotypes, celebrates cultural diversity, and empowers children to embrace feminism and leadership at an early age. By normalizing gender equality and incorporating intersectionality, Dora the Explorer has become a pivotal tool in shaping young minds and promoting values of independence, equality, and pride in one's identity. One of the most groundbreaking aspects of Dora the Explorer is the subversion of traditional gender norms. Historically, children's media has often relegated female characters to passive or secondary roles, while boys taking the lead in action packed stories. Dora the Explorer defies this by placing a young girl at the center of the adventure. As Guidati Hernandez describes in Miss Magazine's Why Does a 30 something Feminist Care About Dora the Explorer? Quote, she is a young, smart, desexualized, and empowered Latina in a world free of patriarchal policing. End quote. Dora's role as a protagonist challenges the assumptions that girls are not suited for leadership or heroic roles. Whether she's crossing dangerous rivers, solving intricate puzzles, or climbing a steep mountain, Dora faces challenges with courage, intelligence, and independence, traits often reserved for male characters in children's media. Dora the Explorer defies typical fairy tale tropes by rejecting many of the conventional roles and narratives that limit female characters. In the article, Dora the Explorer Turns 10, Sabo describes this as, quote, writers set out to turn traditional fairy tales on their heads, end quote. Traditional fairy tales often position girls as passive, dependent, or secondary to male heroes, but Dora's character subverts these expectations in several key ways by being the rescuer, problem solver, and leader in her stories. In the episode Dora Saves the Prince and Dora the Explorer, Dora undertakes a heroic quest to rescue a prince trapped in a high tower, subverting the typical fairy tale narrative where a male hero saves a helpless female character by showing a female protagonist rescuing a male character. This episode teaches children that anyone can be a hero, regardless of gender. She normalizes the idea that girls can be protagonists of their own story while normalizing the idea that boys can sometimes need help without it diminishing their worth. Imagine a world where children grow up believing they can do anything, regardless of gender. Dora is helping build that world by setting an example of empowering girls and broadening boys' perspectives of what girls can do. It normalizes the idea that girls can take the lead, face obstacles head on, and engage in problem solving, creating an empowering model of feminism for children. As the show progresses, viewers learn that being a leader isn't about dominance, it's about collaboration, problem solving, and perseverance, qualities that are important for all children, regardless of gender. Dora the Explorer's clothing plays a subtle but essential role in establishing her as a feminist female action hero. In Doc McStuffins and Dora the Explorer, representation of gender, race, and class in U.S. animation, Jobia states, quote, Dora wears a simple pink shirt, orange shorts and sneakers, and a talking purple backpack equipped with a talking map as she navigates through rural settings to complete missions, end quote. Dora's clothing is practical, designed for exploration and adventure. Her shorts, sneakers, and backpack are ideal for climbing, running, and navigating various terrains. This practically aligns with her role as an adventurer and problem solver, prioritizing function over fashion. In contrast to many female characters in media, where clothing often emphasizes appearance or adheres to conventional beauty standards, Dora's outfit allows her to focus on the task at hand. This sends a powerful message to young viewers. What you do is far more important than how you look. Dora's outfit is refreshingly simple, avoiding the gendered coding often found in children's media. While boys' characters are frequently given rugged or utilitarian clothing, girls' characters are often shown in elaborate, ornamental outfits that prioritize aesthetics over functionality. While Dora the Explorer broke new ground in terms of gender representation, the show also made significant strides in embracing intersectionality. Dora is not only a young girl, she is a Latina. By situating Dora within a culturally rich bilingual context, the show introduces young viewers to the concept of cultural diversity and inclusion. This is particularly important in a world where children's media has often sidelined characters of color in favor of white protagonists. In the essay, An Expansion on Ethnic Minorities and Women's Roles in Educational Media and Theories Affecting Learners' Learning in Contemporary Society, McGowan says, quote, Dora the Explorer, it could be argued, was the first major step in the breakthrough of ethnic minorities within the mainstream children's media. Other characters have since followed, and slowly children's media is becoming a hub for equality, a place where skin color, religion, and gender have no hierarchy. Everyone can be the superhero of their own story. End quote. Dora's Latina identity is woven through her adventures from the language she speaks to the cultural references embedded in each episode. She alternates between English and Spanish, introducing young viewers to the idea that different languages and cultures are not only accepted but celebrated. For Latina children, Dora represents a hero who looks like them, speaks their language, and shares their cultural experiences. This is an empowering and validating experience for children of color, as it provides them with much needed representation in a media landscape that has often failed to reflect their stories. Dora's bilingualism also promotes the importance of language as the bridge between cultures, encouraging children to embrace diversity and view it as a source of strength. In the article, Dora the Explorer Empowering Preschool Girls, Ryan states, quote, empowering not only preschoolers and girls, but Spanish-speaking and bilingual children across the world, end quote. Through Dora, children learn that identity and heritage are a valuable asset rather than something to be hidden or minimized. The show's commitment to cultural pride is also reflected in Dora's interactions with her family. McGowan shares that, quote, children are most open to influential biases and stereotyping, end quote. Dora embraces her culture, showing that not only is it okay to celebrate one's own culture, but also to respect and appreciate other cultures. Her modest lifestyle and close-knit family are consistently featured as one of the central elements of the show, allowing viewers to see that living authentically and living with pride in one's heritage is both empowering and admirable. This representation helps normalize the idea that people from diverse backgrounds can be the protagonists of their own stories, offering a form of representation that resonates with children from a variety of cultural backgrounds. At its core, Dora the Explorer is a show about leadership. By portraying Dora as a brave adventurer who doesn't rely on anyone to rescue her, the show redefines what it means to be a hero for young audiences. Dora's leadership style is built on teamwork, decision making, and perseverance, helping children understand that heroism comes in many forms. Throughout her interaction, Dora fosters critical thinking and teamwork, encouraging children to actively engage in problem solving. Ramelli highlights this in the article, What Can Dora Do? To Dora the Explorer Teach Us About Social Media. Quote, Dora the Explorer taught children how to share, count, read, and be accepting of others. Her lessons will last a lifetime for children who grew up watching because she allowed them to be part of her world and never talked down to them. End quote. This approach helps children understand that heroism comes in many forms, not just through strength, but through intelligence, empathy, and the ability to work with others to overcome challenges. Dora's leadership emphasizes collaboration and empathy rather than dominance, challenging traditional notions of leadership often rooted in power and control. This accessible model of leadership empowers young children to see themselves as capable leaders while teaching boys that they too can lead with empathy and teamwork. This dual message is essential in breaking down gender expectations. Dora the Explorer promotes a more inclusive form of feminism, ensuring that all children, regardless of gender, feel empowered to take on leadership roles. Dora the Explorer was a game changer in the realm of children's media. As McGowan details in her essay, quote, Dora's program is shown in 75 countries worldwide and broadcast in 32 different languages, demonstrating its universal appeal and influence, end quote. The show pioneered the idea that children's television could teach valuable lessons like feminism, leadership, and cultural pride in ways that were accessible and engaging. Its success paved the way for a new generation of more diverse children's programs, such as Doc McStuffins and Elena of Avalor, which continue to emphasize diversity and gender equality. Media aimed at children plays a critical role in shaping their worldwide views, self-perception, and values. It provides a framework for understanding societal norms, which makes it especially impactful during early development. In this context, a feminist revolutionary character like Dora the Explorer becomes essential. McGowan shares, quote, Children who see people of their own gender and race on television will feel more socially important. They will feel included in their social environment, and it paves the way for providing role models for the audience. To help ensure that children of all races, cultures, and genders have positive role models with a strong moral compass. End quote. By helping children of all races, cultures, and genders feel represented, Dora the Explorer set a new standard for inclusivity. The legacy of Dora the Explorer is far reaching. It helps shift the narrative in children's media, ensuring that young girls, especially those from marginalized communities, could see themselves as the heroes of their own stories. By integrating feminism with a deep appreciation for cultural diversity, Dora the Explorer has become more than just a children's television show. She is a feminist icon and a model for how media can inspire a generation of children to believe in themselves, regardless of their gender, ethnicity, or background. Dora the Explorer is not just a cartoon. It is a revolutionary show that empowers children to embrace the values of feminism, and intersectionality. By breaking down gender norms, embracing cultural diversity, and redefining leadership, the show provides children with the tools to see beyond traditional stereotypes and recognize their own potential. Dora teaches us that heroism is not confined to one's gender, culture, or background. It is about the strength of the character, the power of empathy, and the ability to lead with kindness and intelligence. Dora the Explorer has made an undeniable mark on children's media, shaping a generation of young viewers to believe they can be heroes of their own stories. Therefore, Dora the Explorer has become an icon in shaping the young minds and promoting feminist values for children and becoming the ultimate role model of female action heroes for all children. Thank you.